Have you ever felt like hope was gone? Like everything was falling apart? I've been there too. Christopher Reeve, the actor who played Superman, faced this after a devastating accident left him paralyzed. Yet he said, once you choose hope, anything's possible. But how do you choose hope when life feels impossible? In this video, we'll break down exactly how to do that. We'll explore the journey of people who found light in dark times. You'll discover unexpected sources of hope that changed everything for them. By the end, you'll have a new toolkit for finding hope. Ready to make the impossible possible? You know that feeling when everything seems hopeless? That's exactly where Sarah found herself. She lost her job, her savings were gone, and debt was piling up. It was like life had decided to throw everything at her all at once. Sarah tried everything she could think of to turn things around. Positive thinking, self-help books, even psychics, but nothing seemed to work. She couldn't shake this feeling that hope was just for lucky people. But here's where things get interesting. Just when she thought she had hit rock bottom, Sarah stumbled across some mind-blowing research about hope. And let me tell you, it changed everything for her. You see, scientists have discovered that hope isn't just some fluffy feeling that magically appears when things are going well. It's actually a skill you can learn and practice. Can you believe that? It's like a muscle in your brain. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So what's the surprising truth about hope that most people don't know? It's not about sitting around waiting for things to get better. It's about actively creating a better future for yourself. It's like being the director of your own life movie instead of just watching from the sidelines. Studies have shown that people with more hope are actually more successful in life. They do better in school, they're more satisfied with their relationships, and they even handle stress better. It's like hope is this secret superpower that most of us don't even know we have. People with high levels of hope don't just have positive thoughts. They're like master problem solvers, always looking for new paths forward even when things seem impossible. But here's the really cool part. You don't have to be born hopeful. You can train your brain to become more hopeful. It's like going to the gym, but for your mind. And the best part, the more you practice hope, the easier it becomes to find it, even in the darkest times. Hey there, ever feel like hope is playing hide and seek with you? Well, I've got a story that's going to change the way you think about hope forever. It's about a guy named Tom who found hope in the craziest place, and trust me, his discovery could be a game changer for you too. Tom's world fell apart when he lost his wife to cancer. The pain was unbearable and he couldn't see a way forward. He tried everything, traveling, new hobbies, even dating, but nothing filled that emptiness in his life. Then, one day, feeling totally lost, Tom decided to volunteer at a local animal shelter. As soon as he walked in, he was greeted by wagging tails and eager faces. These animals, despite their own tough stories, were overflowing with love and joy. It was like they could sense Tom's pain and wanted to help. And you know what? They did. The unconditional love from those furry friends sparked something in Tom he thought he'd lost forever: hope. It is wild how these animals, who had been abandoned or mistreated, still had so much love to give. But here's the thing, Tom's experience isn't unique. Hope often shows up in the most unexpected places. Sometimes it's in the simple act of helping others. When we volunteer or do something kind, it doesn't just help them, it helps us too. It's like a magical boost of happiness and fulfillment. Nature can be another surprising source of hope. Have you ever noticed how a beautiful sunset or a field of flowers can lift your spirits? Studies show that spending time outdoors can actually improve our mood and inspire hope. So what does all this mean for you? Well, hope is out there, even if it feels like it's hiding. Maybe it's waiting for you at an animal shelter, in a community garden, or even in a simple act of kindness to a stranger. The key is to keep your eyes open and be willing to connect. Remember, you've got a unique part to play in making the world a little bit better. And who knows, in the process of helping others, you might just uncover the hope you've been searching for all along. Hey everyone, remember how we were talking about making a difference? Well, sometimes the biggest change happens right in your own life. I've got an incredible story about a woman named Maria that might just change everything for you. Picture this. Maria's living her best life when suddenly she gets hit with devastating news. The doctors tell her she's got an incurable disease with only months to live. Can you imagine how that must have felt? It is like her whole world just crumbled. Now, here is where it gets interesting. Maria wasn't religious, but facing something this big, she started looking for answers everywhere. She explored different faiths, trying to make sense of it all, and then something amazing happened. She discovered this idea of surrendering to a higher power. At first, Maria was skeptical, but as she embraced this new faith, her life began to change. She found a peace she never expected. Instead of feeling like a victim, she started to see her struggle as part of something bigger. She realized that even with the time she had left, she could make a real difference. Faith is like a lighthouse. When the seas of life get rough and the night seems endless, it's that steady beam that helps you find your way. For Maria, her faith became that beacon, giving her hope even when everything looked hopeless. But here's the really cool part. You don't have to be super religious to benefit from this. It's all about connecting to something bigger than yourself. Maybe for you that's nature, art, or helping others. The point is, when you find that connection, it can totally change how you see your struggles. Think about it. Faith is like building a train track over a mountain before there's even a train. It's believing in something you can't see yet. And that belief, it can give you strength even when everything feels impossible. So whether you're facing a huge challenge like Maria, or just dealing with everyday stress, finding that faith might just be the game changer you need. Hey, you know how we just talked about faith being like building a train track over a mountain? Well, what if I told you that sometimes hope isn't about those big leaps of faith, but the tiny steps you take every single day? I've got a story that's going to change the way you think about hope forever. Meet Alex. This guy's been on a roller coaster ride with depression for years. Up and down, you know the drill. He tried everything in the book. Therapy, meds, even completely changing his lifestyle. But those dark days, they just kept coming back. It got to the point where Alex started to wonder if hope was even possible when you're dealing with something that just won't quit. But here's where things get interesting. Alex stumbled across this idea called grit. No, not the stuff in your driveway. We're talking about the ability to keep going when life gets tough. And let me tell you, it was like a light bulb went off in his head. You see, Alex realized something huge. Hope isn't always this warm, fuzzy feeling that just magically appears. Sometimes it's a choice we make every single day. It's about waking up and saying, okay, world, hit me with your best shot. I'm still here, and I'm not giving up. So Alex started doing something really cool. He focused on these tiny daily actions that moved him forward. Even on days when he felt like hope was a million miles away, he'd do one small thing. Maybe it was just getting out of bed and taking a shower, or calling a friend, or heck, even just eating a healthy meal. And you know what? Those little actions started to add up. It's like Rick Warren says, transformation is a process. And as life happens, there are tons of ups and downs. It's a journey of discovery. There are moments on mountaintops and moments in deep valleys of despair. Alex was living that journey, one small step at a time. But here's the real kicker. Alex discovered that doing kind things for others actually boosted his own hope. Can you believe it? He started volunteering at a local food bank, and it was like his whole world shifted. Suddenly, he wasn't just focused on his own struggles, he was making a difference in someone else's life. So what's the secret to maintaining hope during those long-term challenges that feel like they're never going to end? It's all about building resilience and focusing on progress, not perfection. It's about choosing hope, even when you don't feel hopeful. Hey everyone, let's recap what we've learned about hope. It's not just a fleeting feeling, it's a choice we can make every day, and there are simple things we can do to boost our hope levels, like writing down what we're grateful for and doing random acts of kindness. Now here's my challenge to you. What's one tiny step you can take right now to choose hope? Maybe jot down 3 things you're thankful for, or plan a kind gesture for someone. It might seem small, but it could be the start of something amazing in your life. Are you ready to take that first step towards a more hopeful life? Let's do this together. Stay blessed by the best.